Let's read Los Angeles Is. Alrighty. Ooh, these are some nice houses, right? How many houses can you count? I see 1, 2, 3, 4 houses and 1 bird bath with 1 bird sitting in it. Can you see that bird? Yeah. Which one's your favorite house? I like this one right here, the Spanish style house. It reminds me of my house. Baja Fresh next to the tar pits. Yeah, absolutely. That's one of my favorite spots to visit too. Thanks, Michelle. Mussolini and Frank's? Interesting. I haven't been there, but maybe it's something I should check out. Thanks, David. Los Angeles Is. And check that out. I was just talking about the tar pits, and here we have the La Brea Tarpons, right? Maybe you've seen this before. Maybe you've driven by, or maybe you've walked through Hancock Park, and you've seen this tragic scene of 2 mammoths, one sinking in the lake pit, and their little babies watching. Yeah. Of course, these aren't real Columbian mammoths. These are statues of mammoths, because mammoth died a long time ago. But if you go to the tar pits, you might see some beautiful paleo art like this. Columbian mammoth. Did I say? Yeah. So Los Angeles is surfing waves and fashion faves. Nice. Have you been to the beach lately? If you have, you might see tons and tons and tons of seagulls there. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seagulls, and there's 1 surfer and 1, 2 sandpipers. And fashion faves, of course, Beverly Hills, right? Beautiful spot with lots of really, really nice shops. And you might even see a lady with a chihuahua in her purse. Sometimes I carry my chihuahua in my bag. Maybe I look like that. Citrus fruits and long commutes. Yeah, Los Angeles has tons and tons of citrus trees here. In fact, there was a point when California was producing so much citrus trees, everyone was getting their citrus from us. It's because oranges like this grow really, really, really well in our California sunlight. We have a long-standing history with citrus fruits, and we see 1, 2 farm workers picking those fruits. Next time you see an orange in your lunchbox or in your house, remember that someone picked that for you. That's really nice of them to spend their time doing that. Thank you, farm workers. And of course, long commutes. Sometimes we spend lots of time in the car. How much time have you spent in the car? Sometimes I spend an hour in the car. Sometimes I spend more in the car. Yeah, long commutes here in Los Angeles. Canyon views and movie crews. Do we recognize this place? What could this be? Yeah, it looks like Griffith Park, right? Maybe you've seen there before, or you've been there before, but in each of these domes, there's a telescope, and people can actually open them up and look up at the stars, and they can study the stars and planets all around us. And if this is Griffith Observatory, that makes this Griffith Park, and that makes this mountain lion right here P22, right? P22 is the mountain lion that lives in Griffith Park. Really, really, really cool animal. And check it out. The dog sees P22, but the hiker is looking the other way. Mountain lions are really good at hiding in plain sight. Maybe you haven't seen P22, but maybe P22 has seen you. And of course, we produce tons of movies here in Los Angeles, right? Tons of movie crews here. Maybe you know someone in the industry. Late night diners, mod designers. Yeah, so we have tons of late night diners here. And what's this? Do we recognize what this is? That's an airplane for sure, right? There's tons of tourists here in Los Angeles. People love to come here. They can do all kinds of things 24 hours a day. They could even get pancakes at 3 in the morning if they wanted to. And mod designers. There's tons of designers here as well. What do you think they're making? What do you think they're designing? What could that be? I see a blueprint right here. Maybe we should take a closer look at that blueprint. Looks like a chair, huh? Reimagining the chair. Very fancy. I like that. Healthy eats and space age feats. So it looks like this is an outdoor store, probably a farmer's market. Maybe it's the one by the Brea Tarpons. Let's see, what are they selling at the farmer's market? I see carrots, and maybe that's kale. I see radishes and lettuce, and those California oranges. All kinds of yummy stuff. There's another orange. And of course, space age feats. Does anyone recognize this right here? There's an airplane, and then on top of the airplane, I think that's the Endeavour. So the Endeavour was up in outer space, and it made it all the way back down to Earth successfully, and a plane basically caught it, and it landed, and this Endeavour actually did a parade all through the city, and now you can see it at the Science Center, right next door to the Natural History Museum. So maybe one day you'll get a chance to see the Endeavour. It's pretty cool. It's huge. Deep red tile, mission style. Does anyone recognize this building? Have you ever seen something like this before? It has the deep red tile on the roof, and it has those mission style arches in the tower. This is Union Station. Maybe if you take a lot of buses, or maybe if you take a lot of trains, you spend some time at Union Station. Calaveras, bygone eras. So here we see calaveras, people painting their faces to look like skulls for Dia de los Muertos, right? It's a holiday that we just celebrated maybe a week and a half ago, November 2nd. It's a celebration of life and death. Really, really fun holiday. You make lots of yummy food for yourself and for your relatives that are maybe gone. And of course, we see stars on the street here. Do we know where this is? Have you ever been here? This is Hollywood, right? Absolutely. And in Hollywood, there's tons of theaters, dozens of theaters. Some of them are still working. Some of them have plays in them. Some of them show movies. And some of them aren't theaters anymore, but they're part of our history, right? You can still drive by and see some very, very old historic theaters. Yeah. Absolutely. Palm-lined streets, food truck treats. Check it out. Tons of palm trees here, huh? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's tons of palm trees here in Los Angeles. Maybe if you look outside, you might even see some. So palm trees, they're not from here, but we actually brought them here to make our city beautiful. There's tons of plants from all over the world living here in Los Angeles because we thought they looked nice, so we brought them here. And of course, food trucks. And this is my favorite kind of food truck. What do they sell here? Do we know? Tacos. Delicious. I love a taco truck. Nice. Maybe you could support the restaurant industry and go buy some tacos sometime soon. Low ride cruising, poolside snoozing. Yeah, so right here we have a low rider, right? Super nice car with a beautiful paint job. Maybe it has hydraulics. Maybe you've seen a car like this go. Super neat, super fun to watch. Maybe you have family members who own some of these cars. Our Ellie loves tacos too. Nice. Yeah, maybe you've seen this bridge before too. This is the bridge that crosses the Los Angeles River, right? It's in tons of movies. It's in lots of music videos. Maybe you've driven over it yourself. Maybe it's part of your history. And of course, poolside snoozing. We have over 320 days of sunshine here in Los Angeles. there are tons of pools, right? Days of fun in sand and sun. So we see that there's a beach here. I see some ocean and some sand, and there's people sunbathing. And next to the beach, we have the ocean here. Oops. And then underneath that, we see the boardwalk. I see a pelican. I see a carousel and a Ferris wheel. I bet this is Santa Monica Pier. Has anyone been to Santa Monica Pier? Super fun place, right? I love it. And that's it. And check it out. We have the same 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, but it's nighttime. So we have daytime and nighttime. Yeah, so I noticed a little bit more here at the nighttime, right? Last week we learned about nocturnal animals and about how when we go to sleep, some animals are just waking up and they're exploring our city that we share together. Let's see, what do we see? I see a coyote and a skunk and an opossum at the bottom right here. Oops, what finger is that? I see a raccoon hanging out where the bird was hanging out earlier. I see a helicopter in the sky. How nice. Well, thank you for reading that great story with me. It's super cool. It's some super great illustrations, right? Maybe now that it's turning nighttime a little bit earlier, now that it gets dark earlier, you can go for a socially distanced walk, right? Maybe you can walk around and see what kind of animals and wildlife you see in your neighborhood at nighttime. I know I've seen all of these animals in this picture, definitely right outside my window. So you might have some of these animals there too. Thank you so much for exploring the city with me today. Super fun, super cool book. I love that we got to read it together. My name is Steven, and I'm a gallery interpreter at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County. And we'll see you next time.